Hello, my name is William Hineline, President of FWH Professional Group, author of the book, Seller's Guide for Today's Homeowner, and the creator of this program, Triple M Advantage. Today in this video, you're going to learn about commissions, how commissions work, how the transaction works, and all about this great program. Let's talk about commissions. When you sit down with your agent, they're going to be talking about what's known as the total commission, how much they're looking for to list your property. That's generally going to be between 5 and 6%. Very important you know that real estate commissions are negotiable, but however, you don't want to win the battle and lose the war. When you talk your realtor down, even though they may or may not tell you, you're going to get less advertising. They're going to put less efforts into it. You might not get open houses. So, you know, the professional realtors, the guy that you really want representing your property, you know, they're a professional. You got to respect them as such. Let's talk about the commission. I know in our area here in Palm Beach County, Florida, there are over 900 properties in the $2 to $10 million range. Research shows us that 2 out of every 3, 66% of those properties are listed at a 6% commission. That's very important. Now that we know, about where the rate of commission is going to be, let's see how that breaks down. On every commission, there are 2 sides. There's a list side and there's a sale side. The list side goes to the person that's sitting across from you. That's the person that's going to list your property. They're going to market it. They're going to put it in the MLS. They're going to expose it to all the buyers brokers out there. They generally get 50% of the commission. On the other side of this is the buyer's broker. They're the people that actually have the buyers. Buyers are the most important part of the transaction because without the buyer, there is no transaction. When a buyer's broker has a client call them, the first thing they're going to do is find out what are the wants and the needs of that client. They will then going to put that information into the multi-list system and come up with a list of properties. You want to be on that list. We call that the show list. There again with the commission, if you go in there and it's a 50-50 split on the commission, which incidentally is determined by the listing agent, they are going to determine how much they're willing to pay that buyer's broker for providing that buyer. Again, it's usually 50-50. However, when that buyer's agent goes into the multi-list and does a search and they come up with a list of 15 properties that are paying a 3% commission and another 10 properties paying a 2.5% commission, history has shown us that buyer is going to see 3 to 5 properties paying 3% commission. You want to be on that show list. Now let's talk about the transaction. With a transaction, we want to figure out who's responsible for doing what within this whole process. Your listing agent starts out by finding someone looking to sell their property, quite frankly like yourself. They are then going to sit down with you, determine an asking price for your property. The next thing they're going to do is enter it into the multi-list service, making it available to all the buyers agents out there. And then they're going to go and spend a few $1,000s of their own hard-earned money to market your property. After that, quite frankly, they're going to sit back and wait for the phone to ring. Now the buyer's agents take over. The buyer's agents are getting the phone calls. They have the buyer. They have to go into multi-list and find the right property for their buyer. Once they've got that, they're going to take their buyers, put them in their car, drive them around, show them the areas, show them the properties, explain the school districts, the pros and cons that go along with each different property. Quite frankly, the buyer's brokers do a lot more work than the listing agents for the same amount of pay. This is where the Triple M Advantage kicks in and breaks this down a little bit different. There are 3 main differences between the Triple M Advantage transaction and a normal transaction. First of all, the listing agent is going to be paid a little less commission, which is okay because quite frankly, the first thing they do, if you remember, is they're going to find a seller. FWH Professional Group has already done that for them. Secondly, they're going to advertise your property and they're going to fund the advertising of your property. FWH Professional Group also does that. So when we put this marriage together, your property is being marketed by FWH Professional Group. We are not your realtor. We are strictly professional marketers of residential real estate. You still have a listing agent that's going to represent you in the transaction. The listing agent is willing to take less compensation because, quite frankly, FWH Professional Group is doing a good portion of their work. Now, the other side of that equation is the buyer's broker. The buyer's brokers are now going to earn 3.5% commission. They're being paid more than half. And again, it is our opinion, they do more work and they're providing the most important part of the transaction, the buyer. So they are actually being paid more. Now, between the 3.5 and the 1.5, you're now listing at a total commission of only 5%. You, the seller, are benefiting by the saving of 1%, and on a $2 million property, you are saving the minimum of $20,000 in real estate commissions. Now, the third important difference is how the property is marketed. FWH Professional Group is not doing a shotgun approach. We're not plastering your property all over everywhere hoping somebody calls. Our concept is we directly market the buyer's brokers. We are directly marketing buyer's brokers, the realtors, the buyers, and investors in the local, regional, national, and international markets. In the South Florida market, a good percentage of all luxury home purchases are by international buyers. If you're just advertising locally, you're not even reaching that buyer. Now, what do we do for marketing? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a website just featuring your property. It's going to have tons of pictures. It's going to have a virtual tour. It's going to tell about the area. It's going to tell about the school districts. This is all information that a potential buyer wants to know. We are then going to move forward and market your property directly to all the realtors in South Florida. We're going to do direct marketing to realtors in Palm Beach County, Broward, Miami-Dade, Collier, and Lee on the West Coast, and the entire Treasure Coast. There are over 40,000 licensed agents. We're going to send a personal email to each and every one of them exposing your property. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to kick into social media. Our social media is already in place, reaching well over 1 million realtors, investors, and buyers, local, regional, national, and internationally. Again, exposing your property and driving them right to that website. The last thing we do, which nobody does, we're going to research the last 3 to 6 months, as far back as a year, for the real estate transactions in your price range, in your region, and see who's handling those transactions. Which realtors handled most of the buyers? Who handled the sales in that area? We are then going to personally call each and every one of them, telling them about your property, telling them about the very generous commission being offered, and we're going to invite them to a brokers-only open house within a few weeks of your property being listed. We are now going to bring in those 20 or 30 top realtors of your region showing your property. This is going to get your property on all those show lists. They're going to go back to their offices telling all of their colleagues about it. And in the perfect world, we get instant showings being offers. That's how we're going to sell your property. We hope you see the value in this great program. If you have any questions whatsoever about the program, or you would like to make an appointment to get your property listed on this great program, you can call me at 561-290-5207 or email me directly at fwhprogroup@gmail.com. Again, our job is we are professional marketers. We have realtors already in place to handle your transaction that see the value and will work with FWH Professional Group on getting your property sold. We look forward to meeting with you. We look forward to serving you and your family. Thank you.